Not so often published. The other face of younger generation. Brutal honest facts. What can we do?
By Toronata Tambun, dosen industri in STI, ITB A.
Paradox encountered outside my interaction with my younger audiences. During 2020 till 2022, I meet intensively the country's future leaders studying in its most prestigious institute and university. There is only a handful of them. Bright, smart, English as their second language, visionary, full of energy, promising, and diligent students. They stand for what the mainstream media depicts upper middle class, highly educated, latte sipping, and future, white collar employees. They are in the 10% bracket of university graduates to be absorbed into industries. However, to my demise, a very articulated journalist work, Tehuza Jarana 2020, portrays a less known side of country's millennials, the most significant part of Indonesia's much vaunted demographic bonus, which very much to the contrary, only have a high school level education, work in blue collar or low level service jobs, with an average monthly income of only around 150 US dollars. Statistics Bureau's data from 2017 suggests around 20% of millennials are blue collar workers, while around 25% work in sales or service jobs, compared to only 1.4% who hold managerial positions and 7% who work in professional jobs, and the average wage for a millennial is only around IDR 2.1M monthly. Meanwhile, the Wittgenstein Center for Demography and Global Human Capital indicates that only 14.4% of millennials in Indonesia have any post-secondary education at all, while only a tiny 0.38% have graduate degrees. Even in the cosmopolitan region of Greater Jakarta, which has the largest per capita income in the country, around 25% of men aged 20 to 34 and 38% of women only have junior high school diplomas or lower, according to a joint Australian National University and University of Indonesia study in 2010. A YouTube documentary, The Jakarta Post 2020, with same title portrays a persona who is one of the many blue-collar millennials who toil day in and day out to make ends meet who are rarely discussed in mainstream media. While most white-collar professionals work from 9 to 5 in their office cubicles, those blue-collar workers may hold a graveyard shift in industrial areas. The persona earns 107 US dollars a month. All his salary goes to paying off his motorcycle and smartphone that he recently purchased. He depends on his 3 US dollars per DM plus occasional tip for his daily meal and miscellaneous expenses, such as data package for his smartphone and other entertainment. He has no savings. V. Rent seeker versus innovation driven enterprise. We need industries to absorb the graduates. The innovation-driven enterprise, heavy machinery industries, intensive capital manufacturing. However, we are facing a predominant practice of rent-seeker business model companies, which is extremely useful in contribution the C variable in the GDP equation. We are missing the I variable in the GDP equation. Mirroring the picture of technological adoption cycle against the consumerism adoption cycle, most perceive Indonesians as early adopter when it comes to consumerism. We absorb all new products that ever exist on the planet, especially the cheaper ones. We are laggard or pragmatic at its best when it comes to adopting the technology as leverage to develop the country. Instead of building the innovation ecosystem, which takes 15 over a year or more, we tend to shortcut by entering rent-seeking business. More rewards are provided to them compared to the people/business people/women who invest in building R&D, building factories of their brand for the non-consumer market or for the low-end disruptive market. The $1 trillion fund from dry powder of risk capital institutions are amplifying the commerce, which is based on our demographics. It is not easy at all to find a sustainable business based on innovation driven in this country due to the not so entrepreneurial mental model of most youngsters, due to lack of robust curriculum in school on entrepreneurship, and due to lack of conducive STEM popularity among youngsters. The dry powder is made available for those highly growth platform matchmaking driven business. Imagine if their financial leverage can also be allocated for the long-term business development of innovation-driven enterprise-type companies for the country. It is the organic work of the whole innovation ecosystem: risk capital, large corporation, government, as facilitator and regulator only, universities, as the main source of entrepreneurs and inventors, and the entrepreneurs themselves. Those who start with passion and paying customers. Budden and Murray, 2019. See, what is next? A respected scholar and a successful business person asked me what skills that may be required to improve the competency of the Indonesian workforce. My answer, which is structured around three empirical findings: live the life to the fullest, know thy calling. This entails a high openness to embrace life, to explore life, and cherish the moment. The happiness in pursuing, not pursuing the happiness. This entails a full obedience to life, are as followed: short-term wise, and for short-term only. Intensively producing as many graduates as proportionally possible who learn the seven core technologies that alter every dimension of modern human lives: biotechnology, wireless mesh networks, nanotechnology, pervasive computing, robotics, machine learning, 3D printing, Seegers, 2018. They must apply those knowledge and skills in the industry that is unique to Indonesia's ecosystem: agriculture, fisheries, food, forestry, energy extraction, and tourism. It is understood that the innovation entrepreneurial cluster ecosystem must be ready to absorb them. Tambun, 2020. Midterm wise. Investing in mobilizing a massive number of existing graduates slash industrialists slash retirees slash productive workers slash who meet the minimum requirement of these three skills: system dynamics, entrepreneurial, and structured logic. And provide them such an attractive reward and wages, not limited to money only, to teach the existing teachers or simply to deploy them as teachers in the elementary school, junior high school, and senior high school. This method will narrow the knowledge gap and fill in the motivation among the existing low-performing teachers. So, the midterm education's need is to educate and to nurture teachers to become nothing but highly motivated and excellent teachers. Long term. Driven by the philosophy to do the right thing right in the first time, I cannot help, and I must not suggest a popular short-term panacea answer. I chose to propose programs that trace back from the early childhood days of a person, explained by the firing neuron pruning process framework. The country wants to make sure as much as possible that the infants are born healthy, and their brains are formed to its maximum number of firing neurons by ensuring the mothers have enough resources of nutrition and the baby are safe during their first 5 years before entering outside world beyond their nucleus family circle. Then I propose to invest in grade 1 to 12 heavily in imparting and teaching them: A. The ability to think dynamically, system dynamic skill. B. To act entrepreneurially, entrepreneurial skill. And C. To plant and to cultivate further basic values of innovation: novelty, authenticity, perspective, diversity, and curiosity, in addition to the noble values of respectful piety and preparing Earth as a better place to live for our future generations. Those three skills in long term will make a solid foundation in bringing up the hard and soft skills required in the effort to build a full capacity of innovative Indonesia in 12 years to come. This long-term investment will create not only 1. Many STEM graduates per capita, and 2. New PhD graduates per capita in 17 to 20 years to come, but also come with it 3. The high quality of STEM education, 4. The vast amount availability of scientists and engineers, and 5. The abundant researchers slash professionals engaged in R&D per million population. Budden and Murray, 2019. D. Reflection. A transformational map published by Strategic Intelligence of World Economic Forum, WELP and Rank 2023, is in line with my humble proposal above. It suggests that the education and skills theme shall be addressed with lifelong learning pathways, quality basic education, 21st century curricula, relevant specialized education, digital fluency, and STEM skills and education innovation. My proposal, when being compared with 8 competencies for lifelong learning, European Parliament and of the Council, 2006, is not far off at all. The document suggests that the communicating in a mother tongue, ability to express and interpret concepts, thoughts, feelings, facts, and opinions both orally and in writing. Communicating in a foreign language, as above, but includes mediation skills, i.e., summarizing, paraphrasing, interpreting, or translating, and intercultural understanding. Mathematical, scientific, and technological competence, sound mastery of numeracy, an understanding of the natural world, and an ability to apply knowledge and technology to perceived human needs, such as medicine, transport, or communication. Digital competence, confident and critical usage of information and communications technology for work, leisure, and communication. Learning to learn, an ability to effectively manage one's own learning, either individually or in groups. Social and civic competences, ability to participate effectively and constructively in one's social and working life and engage in active and democratic participation, especially in increasingly diverse societies. Sense of initiative and entrepreneurship, ability to turn ideas into action through creativity, innovation, and risk taking, as well as ability to plan and manage projects. Cultural awareness and expression, ability to appreciate the creative importance of ideas, experiences, and emotions in a range of media such as music, literature, and visual and performing arts. Have our elementary school curriculum pivot around those competences? Or even better, or they are siloed with unnecessary mechanical routines that prompt them far away to become either street smart or in class smart. People with noble reason for existence, compassion toward others and environment. The purpose of human life is to serve and to show compassion and the will to help others, Albert Schweitzer.